think once I start talking, allergies will clear up again. Dixon, how's it? Joy, how's it? Hi, hi, hi. Joy, don't worry. I go tell that story last tonight. I decided. Cheerful, how's it? How's it? Micah, how's it? Yeah, figure I give you a warning. Hey, Troy. Aloha.
Hey, did you guys see this from Ano?
What's that? Looks like one bug.
Mm.
Yeah, I seen that.
Okay,
But it's
because I was
pretty.
trying to look through the like, I was like, bro, why does it look like a light way up on the mountain stuff? So I was trying to
Okay.
go back through that live and look for that, and like, now that you say a bug, I can see the bug.
No, yeah, it
Okay, thank
flew.
you, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, I was looking at that today.
It's like,
My allergies were fine all day. My allergies are fine driving up here. As soon as I get out,
fuck.
yeah,
It looked pretty weird though.
I know,
The
I
way.
did. I was
I
like,
get
oh,
allergies again.
did I shine down? And I was like going back and trying to find it. Like, oh no.
I think I'm allergic to Judd Trail. Cobra. Maybe we'll go try that. What do you think those guys are doing over there?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I'm not ghost hunting, huh?
Probably.
Well, but yeah, you got the wrong place. Come down here. There we go. Looks a lot better over there. Brenda, Sandy, how's it? How's it? Troy. I don't know. I don't know about. I've never had allergies here that I can remember. Usually I thought it was my car, but nah, not really. I was fine on the way here.
Probably.
Okay, so we start off Aloha. You know what? Let me just get a little bit more comfortable here. Okay. So aloha to the spirits over here. Aloha to the all of the spirits over here, all of the ancestors and everybody here. We'd like to ask your permission again to be here tonight and share some stories. A kalamai, please let me know if it's time to leave. My intention of these stories are not to draw the spirits here, but the intention is to share the stories. These stories there were a bit more intense, and it's good to share them because it's always good to know that there's a way out. It's always good to know that there's an end, and it's a good and for people to not be afraid and to overcome those fears. Yeah, that's the purpose of sharing the stories tonight as well. So you guys want to come gather around and enjoy it, please feel free. And if for whatever reason we are not welcome here, then ikalamai, let us know and we'll leave. Mahalo. Hey Phoebe, how's it? Hey Lorraine, how's it? Here in Cali, there's been some bad virus going around. Oh boy.
Oh, Lorraine.
Yeah, my niece's kids,
Mm.
Richard kids, all had
Hey
cancer.
Ben, how's it?
Oh, maybe the one from Big Island.
Oh, no, I
Kona.
didn't. Okay, then. No, no.
She's from Kona.
No, this is the one that lived with me.
Hey Joel, is Hawaii haunted? Yes, it is. We have a lot of we have our own culture here, bro. Legends, stories, gods, goddesses. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, cheerful Gardenia. Hey Jamie, how's it? Yes, all things, including the hard times, are only temporary. So tonight, yeah, we're kind of winding up this month. Every night, ghost stories. Hey, sweet savage, how's it? Oh man. So I'll go leave them up to you guys,
Okay.
whenever you guys like.
All right.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. Well, Joe Natoli, check out we've done a lot of videos over here. Hey Scotty, how's it? Almost every night for the month of October, except for 3 nights I had missed because I was on a plane or needed a day off. Some of them are involving the Rocks, some of them are involving the Night Marchers, some of them are dedicated to Hawaiian gods and goddesses and that kind of stuff. Do you have mountain lions? No, we don't have any out here. We have Pua'a. We have pig. That's about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Could have that lynx running around.
Yeah, that went on the other night, brah.
Did you go back and listen to that? You fucking can hear the fucking thing purring or whatever it was, but grunting in the background.
No, Mahalo's supposed to have
In
one.
Malone. But then had that thing at UHM that they
Oh,
had
yeah,
the
yeah,
orange
yeah.
cat down that they was
I was reading
trying to
about that.
figure it
They
out.
think it was a dog.
You know what? You ever seen the coon cats?
Mm,
They're
Yeah, back in
huge.
Manoa the other night.
mm.
I seen one too.
Hey, Alucard, how's it?
This guy had just brought in one. But
The
it's
other
just
night
like
when we were at
mostly,
Paradise
it's
Park,
still
there
considered
was a noise in the
domestic.
bushes, something that wasn't a ghost. It was more like a living thing, so we left.
Tall.
I did catch a recording of it,
It
I
looks
think.
like wood looking completely mountain lion.
Yeah, right over here.
But there's something else behind it too. After the purring, if you listen good, it's like a knocking or tap, 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 tap or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Here, I'm
No,
gonna,
and it has a yowl.
Yeah.
Like the coon cats.
sorry, there's gonna be a little bit of swearing, so yeah. Hey, Hawaii Gorilla, how's
Yeah,
it?
it's
How's
like,
it?
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah. I
Don't blame
go,
you though. Don't blame you.
I ain't gonna lie. That thing was creepy. Let's see if I can get this on over here. Hold on. Let's see if I can play that back. This was Paradise Park. All right. If it wants to load, come on, bruh. We here telling ghost stories. We'll start the stories in a minute, but I wanted to play this. As I said, if it ever wants to load, huh?
You know, my chat froze up.
Your chat froze up.
Yeah, it does that often.
That lighting effect you see on YouTube is from the camera, from the light, the flashlight. Here we go. Fuck was I really should add a little bleep or something to that, but you hear the little dunk dunk,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that little.
Yeah.
That's what we heard in the bush. Hey, Polly girl, Elena, how's it? Yeah, I'm not gonna play the part that I was talking. Fuck was that? Oh shit! Apparently, I'm just gonna play that part. Never mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shut up.
You want some people?
Yeah, there you go. We're good. We're good. We're good.
No, working out too well. It's fine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, thank you.
I was watching that guy in T1 though. Then I noticed
Oh,
that
that's too
certain times
scary.
like the light was fucking going dim in the room and then coming bright and
Oh, yeah?
dim. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
tripping out like, what the hell? How do you think
I
he's doing
know.
that?
Sit down.
All right, so let's begin tonight. Actually, we'll begin the stories. It's been about 10 minutes. Wow. So these are stories that I'm gonna. If anybody in chat wants to answer the questions, feel free. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the stories, and I try not to get distracted by the chat too much when I'm in the story mode. But I definitely will read the chat in before and after. So if you have any questions, that's the time. Like now, Menahuni, we got stories of Menahuni. Of course, there's stories of people seeing royalty and all of that stuff too. We have people around. What is Mac gonna go check them out?
No, it's not like they're getting closer. No one's at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What should you take with you when you go back to Makua Cave? Just your sanity. No, maybe a little offering. Hey, Orlando, how's it? Sean, how's it? Yeah, we don't have big cats here, but okay, let's go ahead and begin. So, throughout this month, we've been telling stories about Madame Pele, night marchers, rocks. We've been telling stories about places. We've been doing small kind ghost tours at the places, like the Pully Lookout, Paradise Park. We've been experiencing a lot of paranormal activity at a lot of these locations, and yeah, and we've been having good companionship as well. You know, good people come out. Everybody likes to hang out and talk story, and that's great. That's what this the whole thing is about is community. Yeah, bro, this is gonna be horrible. I'm all congested now. But because it's the ending of October, we're gonna share a little bit of scarier stories. I've reserved these stories for tonight. Tonight, we're gonna share stories about possessions that I have witnessed firsthand, cases that I have worked when I've tried to help people, the things that had happened, the events leading up and following, as far as I know it. And then tomorrow we might do a downtown tour where we're gonna walk around downtown Honolulu and some of the more haunted places with the street lights and share stories. And we're gonna end on Halloween with one of the scariest encounters I had. And that's kind of a long story. I've talked about it a few times. I've mentioned it a few times already this month, but yeah, I'm gonna go into it completely and fully. So yeah, the first story I'm gonna start off with is a friend's story, actually. Um, yeah, and we had gone a couple years ago. We had gone during Halloween to a certain location, a housing complex, because I was invited to go over there to share stories. You know, and they wanted to share stories about where they grew up and where they live. And basically, it's kind of it's a scary place. It's a creepy place. I didn't notice, and neither did they actually, but possession at this housing complex was actually kind of normal. People low income, people being held down, people just having things completely take over them. Oh Lord, maybe they don't want me to tell the stories tonight, huh? I can't even breathe out of my nose. So we went over there. We went to share stories. We went to go eat, and then we did a live over there. We walked around, and the two women that I was with shared a lot of the stories over there. I'll tell you, my first impression is what really hit me hard was this place is known to be haunted, but there's not a single tea leaf plant in sight. Right?
Yeah.
It felt to me like graveyard soil. The whole place had bones under it. That's kind of what it felt like to me walking around. Walking around the place, it felt like this place needed blessings every day by a priest in order to just make it shift just a little bit over here. So, her and her husband, they invite us over and they tell me that they've had their own stories and things like that as well. They had a house in Wahiwa which had a demonic presence and they since moved out of that house. But it kind of followed them. She had brought big, a big old antique mirror with her, as well as a bed from that house. And she brought me upstairs to go look at it because I was gonna bless the house after dinner, right? After the live and after dinner, and so it was an old antique mirror, the kind that has dirt inside the mirror that you can't clean. You know, those kind where it's fuzzy and foggy and dirty on the inside. And so I checked it out, and it was just, yeah, there was something in there. I sprayed it with holy water, I threw salt, I did a blessing on the mirror right immediately as soon as I got in there. It just felt really pilau, really bad. Then we had continued, right? We went down, we ate, and then she's like, "Can you bless the place?" And so I blessed the house from top to bottom. And then I blessed her and her husband. And as we're kind of winding up the night, you know, she comes downstairs. Well, she goes upstairs while we're all down. And then we hear her upstairs throwing up. Just these loud heaves in the bathroom. And we're like, oh, are you okay? What's going on? And she's like, I don't know. I just got sick all of a sudden. My stomach and I'm dizzy and all of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, um, I do a blessing on her again. And she's like, wow, I feel fine. Hey, Keith, how's it? And so we continue, the blessing and all of that. And then she continues throwing up. And, I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on. The husband's like, oh, it's okay. I hope it's not a virus. We'll walk you guys to your car. And so we're walking out towards our car. And she seems fine until she doubles over, throws up in the bush again. All the way out to the end of the housing structure. There's a gate, right? We get outside the gate right over there. And she kind of freezes and stops. And we're like, hey, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? And she has this blank look on her head. And there's a bunch of us over there. And then the face was hers, but the eyes weren't. She became somebody else. She started this low laughter and tried to throw herself on the ground. So her husband grabs her, and I'm over there like, oh man, it's happening. I can't believe it's happening. I kind of, there's been a little bit of a spiritual warfare over this girl before, over my friend, and I thought it had kind of gone, but it didn't. And she is trying to hurt herself by throwing herself on the ground. The husband helps her, and then she just goes limp, and the husband's holding her up. And I'm over there, and I'm praying for her, and I'm blessing her with a tea leaf and all of that stuff, and just keep saying prayers. And she keeps looking at me and laughing and laughing and laughing. And it got to the point where we had to switch. So, like, her husband, I had to hold her up because the husband needed a break. And, like, a lot of things happened. I can't tell you exactly which because it's a little bit graphic, but she kept trying to taunt me. She kept taunting her husband, looking at us and laughing and saying, "You're nothing." I'm praying to the Archangel Michael, and she just laughs and said, "There's nothing. That's nothing," that kind of stuff. And it's just, this lasted almost an hour. And then finally, I call up my friend at the time, this girl in Louisiana, Jamie. And Jamie does remote work. So Jamie remotely goes to her. And so she's doing her thing. We're on FaceTime. And then she's like, okay, she's coming back. And then her eyes open up and she looks at me and she says, Joe, how did I get on the ground, Joe? And then her husband's like, oh my God, you're back. Welcome back. You wouldn't believe what just happened. And she's like, oh, what happened? And I'm looking at her like, something's not right. And she's talking like, why am I on the ground? What happened? All of this stuff. And I'm like, looking at her like, you know who I am? She's like, you're Joe. I'm like, okay. How do we meet? And this big smile comes across her face. And she starts laughing again. And she's like, I almost got you. I'm like, yeah, you need to get the hell out of her. So we continued and continued and continued. Jamie managed to find her. My friend was hiding in a purple field and introduced me to another archangel, Jophael. And it was just this lavender purple field with flowers. And she said that my friend was hiding among the flowers, like ducking down, cowering and hiding. And she had found her in this big open field in another space and time, perhaps, right? And then my friend came back. Jamie says she's coming back with me. I'm bringing her back. Then she opened her eyes and she's like, what's happening? She's like, why did I hear Jamie? Why was she here? Why was she next to me? She's in Louisiana. What's going on? And I'm like, what do you remember? She's like, I remember purple flowers. I remember a big purple field. And I remember just this, then I remember this feeling of love and peace. And all of a sudden I'm back. And so from that point on, she was fine, I guess. She was fine and she was herself. So we said our goodbyes. And I had to take one of our friends my friend D, who witnessed this whole thing for the first time in her life, and she was kind of freaking out. So we had to go and kind of de-escalate her, debrief her, relax a little bit, tell her everything's gonna be all right, that kind of stuff. Then my friend's husband calls me up again, like a few hours later. It's probably about 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, saying that he has to admit her to the hospital because she just won't stop throwing up. And I'm like, is she all right? Is she still herself? He's like, no, she's still herself, but she won't stop throwing up. She's thrown up everything already. And I'm like, okay, well, keep me updated. Let me know what's going on. Maybe it's a virus. He's like, I hope it's a virus. So they keep her at the hospital overnight in the morning, and the husband's over there waiting, and they can't find anything wrong with her except she keeps throwing up, so they discharge her. As well as Kaiser Hospital in Moanalua, there was nothing more that they could do for her, so they bring her back. And at this point, I call up my friend Guy, who you guys met the other night. Guy, I tell Guy, I need some help. Guy had kind of retired from this, yeah. So I said, I need your help. It's just for one of our friends. He's like, of course I'm there, you know. So we went back. About 2 days later, she hadn't eaten, she hadn't drank, she couldn't hold anything down. Water touches her lips and she starts throwing it up again. She was sick, she was dehydrated, she was tiny and shriveled and just could barely move on the bed. So the husband lets us in, we go upstairs. Guy looks at the mirror and he's like, this thing gotta go. Right now, this thing gotta go. I thought blessing it was enough. No. He's like, this thing gotta go. So we carried the mirror, this big, heavy mirror downstairs. Um, we had leaned the mirror outside. Outside, there's a brick wall. We leaned it with the glass part facing in against this big stone wall. And then we go back inside to eat and all of that stuff. So I helped her. I went upstairs and I was talking to her a little bit, and she was conscious and she was talking, and it was like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I'm over here in my 90s. I look horrible. I don't have my makeup on, and you know. And then I said, well, I'm gonna embarrass you more. Let me call my friend up because my friend can help. I want to ask him. He's a healer. So I call up my friend Kai, and we FaceTime. I'm like, here's the problem. He says, okay, I need you to do this. I'm like, okay, what's that? He's like, I need you to put your hand on her stomach and feel them. And he told me, what do you feel? I'm like, I feel things moving in her stomach. He's like, there's a lot of them, aren't there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, they have about the width of broom handles, right? I'm like, on the broomsticks. I'm like, yeah. And I can feel these, like, a whole bunch of, like, just wooden dowels just moving in her stomach. And he's like, those are worms. Those are spirit worms. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, now you need to do this. You got salt. I'm like, of course. He's like, put some salt and some water on her stomach. And then put your hand back on the stomach. And so I did that. And he's like, what? No, that was a car?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, what do you feel now? I'm like, I feel nothing. He's like, yeah, we got rid of the worms. The worms are gone. This was some kind of curse, some kind of thing in her from a long time ago. He's like, okay, she's better now. It's all gone. You need to give her something to drink. You need to rehydrate her. I'm like, but she won't hold anything down. He's like, try green tea that's watered down. And so we gave her that, and she held it in. And she was like, oh my God, this is great. And she started eating again. She started drinking that night. She comes downstairs. She has a little bit more energy, talks to Guy, finds out, like in a little moment of coincidences, right? That the mirror belonged to her father, who had since passed. Guy and her father, unbeknownst to both of them, were friends that went bowling together. And so she's like, of course it would have to be you to help me get rid of my father's mirror. And then we're inside the house talking story, eating a little bit, just kind of hanging out. And all of a sudden you just hear this loud crash. And we run outside to see the mirror had fallen backwards. This mirror probably weighed about 10 to 20 pounds, easily. It was leaning in and it fell backwards, which meant something had to have pushed it. And the mirror was shattered. Guy looks at the mirror. He's like, oh, how did that happen? Like, I have no idea. He looks at the mirror. He's like, "Hey, look at the shards." I'm like, "What about it?" He's like, "They're clear now. At the mirror, the shards look perfectly clean, perfectly clear. Like none of that old age stuff was still there." So we decided at that point we're gonna take it to the dumpster and throw it away. So we had to pick it up and walk down some stairs. I remember her husband was like, he's like, "Okay, let's do this." He picks up the end and starts backing down the stairs, and I'm like, hold on, stop." He's like, "What?" And he stops. I'm like, "Move to the side." He was standing like right at the front of it as we were walking back. He was walking backwards down the stairs, and I'm like, "No, move to the side." He's like, "Okay, why?" I'm like, "Just do it." So he moves to the side, and as he moves to the side, this big shard of glass, pointed, goes right towards where his chest was. Like, oh, he's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." We throw out the mirror. Everything is fine. Everything is recovered. I get a message a day later after this, where we're sitting here on this hiking trail, all the way down over here to the right, there's a portal area. Someone takes a picture and sends it to me and said, "Look at this. It's a big old antique mirror that somebody had carried all the way down this trail over there." This thing looked heavier. It didn't look exactly like it, but it was still this old antique mirror. Yeah. But that was the end of that story. As far as I know, she's still doing good and she's still doing fine. But yeah, she's still a good friend and one of my moderators and on one of my other pages. Okay, anybody have any questions? I have a video. I don't read chat because it distracts me from my story. But now I'll read the chat. What do I need? I need caffeine. I have one, two, three more stories like that to share with you. I would love one of these nights for a guest of mine to come on here and share this story too, because this story is about her. No, Jamie, it's allergies. It's always allergies. This backpack has too many freaking pockets in it. Hey, Jenna. Mahalo. Oh, excuse me. Man, you try telling stories and you get all stuffed up. Sucks. Can't even breathe out. Ugh.
Some pepper jerky.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Get some wasabi. It'll clear my nose right up, bro.
I don't think it's that hot, but.
Yeah.
Do a little boost.
Sneezing.
Hey, you would try the ahi wasabi roll at 7-Eleven.
No.
Bro, that bugger is
Yours.
ono. Oh my god, that'll clear my sinuses up real fast. Sorry. What is your preferred energy drink? Anything with caffeine. Thanks, bro. I like the Ghost energy drink. I like the Monster energy drinks. Hmm?
The monster.
Thank you.
Someone's gonna.
I cannot taste nothing, bro.
Oh, I got cool into him a little bit.
Uy, the original kind too.
Thank you.
Actually, you guys wanna do me a favor?
Hmm?
Try to bring them down there already.
Okay.
Do you think it's a good time? I think that's the reason why. I think they kind of want the okupu.
Maybe you gotta go take them down.
No, I already made the plans for you guys. So.
It's not my stuff though. Remember how you did me? That's why I would ask you, and you said yes.
Huh. This is meant for you. What, all of them?
Oh, we're not gonna keep them, huh?
No, I figured if you was one.
Huh?
I figured if you was one, I'll go. You wanted to take one?
Yeah, that one by the waterfall, I think. The papaya.
I saved this one for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go.
No, save this
No,
one
No,
for
no,
you or
no.
no?
Take them all down, bro. Thank you. You get light, we.
I am cold.
I get headlamp. You like headlamp?
Now we already there.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna stay up over here. It's Matt and Uwe over there. They're yeah. Matt, surprised it's your turn. What are they doing? So well, the saying of down over here in Hawaii is when you talk about them, they come, right? And some of these things are a little bit of a darker nature, and so this place is very special. And if I take the risk of the spirits I'm talking about coming over here, I would like to at least offer them something in return. So that's called a ho'okupu. It's an offering. We were here. Oh, okay, you're from Wamanolo, right on. So you know. We actually asked last night on the video last night what they would want on the spirit box, and they started answering. They wanted taro. They wanted ahi. They wanted, it was kind of cool. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing, and I'm having them do it. I think that's. I'm just. It's just a small guess. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty. What if the reason for my allergies is because they're like they want their whole kupu. They want their food. Yeah. No trolls yet. Yes, they wanted weed and shrooms. Yes, they said that on the spirit box too. But it was cool saying, I'm like, what kind of fish do you want? And it said ahi. I'm like, oh, brah. So ask and you shall receive. How come you cannot go down there with them? I don't know. I don't, for number one, I'll talk about this, but I don't want to, it doesn't feel very pono to put this on the line. You know what I mean? This is for them. This is not for us. This is for them. Yeah, mahalo, I will. And so this is not, let's go learn how to do ho'okupu. That would be a whole different purpose. This is to thank them, yeah. It's not going to be everybody, look at us thanking them. You know, that doesn't seem very pono. It seems like it comes from the wrong place. But you guys asked, so I'll answer your questions. Um, you get any Minahudi stories? Not really. I mean, I have a couple, but like, yeah, there's not really much stories, not personal encounters anyway. And I've been doing this a lot for almost 20 years. I've been doing this every week or a few times a week. Oh, hello there. So maybe I should bring poi or fish if I go Makua Cave. Yeah, poi, fish, flowers, fruits, just anything as an offering. Yeah, but I'm not sure what spirits specifically are in Makua Cave, right? Yeah, we did a whole night T- we did a whole night about Japanese ghost stories a couple weeks ago in Kahana Valley, in Kahana Beach or Kahana Park. It's a whole night with Japanese ghost stories, faceless lady, all of that stuff. Yeah, I thought you were banned for something for some reason or something. Who, me? I don't think so. Oh, okay, gotcha. I feel that it's good to be up here. Hey, y'all, I think at the caves. Yeah, we get a bunch. Hey, Patricia, how's it? So we're gonna go into our next story now, as they're down Square. Oh, bro. I just see. I saw them walk off to the left, and now they're on the right. Heiau and caves. I haven't heard about that though. I would love to try a poi drink sometimes. Poi's not a drink. Poi is a root that you pound. The taro root, you pound it into a paste, and you eat it like pudding. I guess you could say. I think they do have like shakes with kalo and that kind of stuff in it too, though. So they have the taro drinks. The taro drinks are pretty good. Yeah, kalo smoothies are good. What is the symbolism of rock wrapped in tea leaf as ho'okupu? That's the symbolism of a rock wrapped in a tea leaf is just that. It's an offering. But unless the rock comes from you, then I don't recommend doing it. You can't leave something that's not yours. You know. Aloha from Kauai. Hey Tita, how's it? How's it? How's it?
Oh, gee, brother.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would clear my allergies up. For some reason, I felt like it was for you guys to do.
Well, I had mine,
Yeah, you had yours.
and mine felt. I mean, it felt good.
Because we're on the live, and I can't just go down there. I don't want to
Yeah.
record it. And yeah. Okay, guys, be back in 10 minutes. Bye. Oh, freshly made poi is good.
I
Okay,
needed that.
I'm getting hungry. We just put all the
More
poi down
fun.
there. All right. This story is a little bit complicated. Let's see if I can remember this story. Once again, I'm always gonna start it off anonymously because, yeah, this person is another one of my good friends, and she would always come out with us, right? Experienced a lot of cool stuff with us, and I believe the first night, I don't know. See, I have my story when I tell it, but she's also told it in the chat and stuff. And so, correct me if I'm wrong if you want to. Um, there was one night that we had gone up here. This is Judd Trail, Morgan's Corner. Okay, her name's Joy. Good friend of mine, moderator. Always that stuff. So we came over here. It was a bunch of us around here, and as we're just hanging out, talking story on the road, there was a. They had mentioned that there's a mist. It looks like there was this mist hanging over my van, like an orange mist. And now I didn't really think anything of it because there's like atmospheric dust and blah blah blah, and it can cause a lot of image distortions. So I'm not thinking it's an actual paranormal mist, but well, it hung over the car for half an hour, and if things are that constant, they're usually not paranormal in nature. Until it disappeared, and something started to come upon her. Uh, she's been my friend for a while, and I like her because she's a very solid, dependable presence. Not the kind of people that will run away when something happens and freaks out. Those are the kind of people I like to take out with me. If we have something happening, I need to worry about what's happening. I don't need to worry about people that are running through the woods, getting hurt themselves or anybody else kind of thing. You know? Yes, Jamie, that's the one. So she's sitting down, and I remember her saying, something's happening. She was feeling, she was explaining what was going on. She felt loneliness. This something came over her where she couldn't see anything. Everything was dark, everything was black, and we sounded far away. But she was still there saying, I feel sad, I feel lonely. I feel scared. It's another spirit that had gone on top of her that was making her feel this way. And I don't trust spirits that do this to you. Keep your distance. Talk to us, but don't jump into people and talk to them. Um, if I remember correctly, what she told me was that we were praying over her and talking to her, bringing her back, and she said she could hear my voice from a distance, and then she followed it back, and then she was better. And there was a bunch of us over there praying over her, putting salt around her, all of that kind of stuff, hitting her with tea leaves, well, maybe not hitting her with tea leaves, but you know what I mean, waving the tea leaf around her, and then she came back to herself, and we were talking about it, and we are talking about what had happened, and I gave her a crystal of mine. This is a big crystal in the shape of a poi pounder, and it's made of selenite. And it's one of the guardians, yeah. And so I gave it to her, and she starts holding it in her hand, and then it comes over her again. She is not freaking out, but the emotions are raw and real, and she's rocking back and forth, and she's like crying, and it was very intense. And I could see her fighting something. She was fighting something really, really hard. Her face was squinted and all of that stuff, and it's like we kept trying to get it away and get it away, and then finally she did come back to us. And when she came back to us, she said that something kept making her want to throw the crystal down, to cast it out of her hand and break it on the ground. That is a huge red flag for me, because that's a guardian. And that's what she was fighting. She was fighting to hold on to that crystal and not let the thing that was taking over her throw it into the ground and shatter it. And I think that was the end of that night. Our friend, I think it was, yeah, it was that time where our friend actually had recorded on her Fluor the the heat, the heat sensor, the temperature. What am I thinking about? The heat signature. Well,
Infrared. Or,
well, all you see are just the temperatures and the heat body and all of that kind of stuff, right? This whole thing was recorded on that, and I looked at it closely. My friend Faye had saved it on her phone, and she was just recording the whole time this was going on. I could see no problem, nothing with it. But like the day after she called me, the next day she called me, and I'm like, "Hey, Faye, can you send me that video? I want to see it. I want to see if any other kind of heat signature is present. That kind of thing." And so she's looking through her phone, and she's like, "Joe, it's not there." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not there?" She's like, "I recorded three or four, no, four videos that night, but there's only three on my phone right now." She has a Samsung. She's like, "This one got deleted. I don't know where it went. I don't know how it went." So we did a whole bunch of Googling and found out how to retrieve deleted files, and we were able to retrieve it. She has it uploaded on her YouTube, but under a private video. Thermal imaging, thank you. So she has it on private setting or invite only, where we can still kind of review. In fact, yeah, I don't even have the link. I'd have to go back years of texts. But it was interesting watching the replay, and this was actually a good tool for me because I had to go back several times because this thing happened again and again. We're all trying to help her out. We can't even figure out what's going on. This was tricky. Later, that was in September 2018. I believe 2018 or 2017 or something like that. And it was right before October, I remember. Because October, we came over here, we did a tour. That tour was kind of cool. We went to Oahu Cemetery first. A friend of mine did his tour over there and his stories. And then we came over here, and I did my stories. Yeah, it was around there, yeah. And we're over here, and it was just a good time. I mean, we had like 30 people with us. We did have a lady, something latched onto her, but Uncle Ruben got it off. Uncle Ruben's a Native American elder. He's like a shaman elder, right? He's one of those. Native American elders that wears a cowboy hat. Put it that way. He's awesome. We had Guy with us as well. Guy comes with me to bless houses, right? We had my other friend with us as well, who's strong in his faith, and then there was me. And so we did a thing where after I was done with my stories, we all gathered around and everybody shared their own story. And at the end of the night, we wound up in the clearing that we're next to, that we're by. And so we all gathered in the clearing to end the night and to pray so that nothing follows us home. And I make everybody stand in a circle. And as I do this, the moon comes out and shines a moonbeam directly on the entire group. And as I'm ending the tour in prayer, this light drizzle starts falling upon all of us. This little light rain just starts falling on just the group, right? With the moonlight on us, it was like the feeling was amazing. It was a blessing. We were being blessed by the spirits, by God, however you want to say it, but it was a blessing. Everybody was smiling. It was such an amazing thing. And then when we were done, we started walking back to the cars, and Joy comes up to me and says, Joe, I need help. I feel like something is stabbing me in the heart. And I'm like, wait, what? After that blessing? Yeah. And she's like wincing in pain. She's like, I feel something stabbing me in the heart. And then she kind of starts to go limp and fall forward. So me and her husband, we are holding her up. Uncle Reuben comes by, Guy comes by, my other friend comes by. We all start praying over her. Uncle Reuben starts doing the exorcism prayer in Latin, which I had not known that he knew how to do that, or that he even knew that prayer. You know, he starts doing that. Guy starts doing the Our Father, holy water, salt, tea leaf. I'm over there. I'm over there. I'm passing my hand up her back. I don't know why. For some reason, I felt the need to do this. I don't touch her, but I move my hand from her back and I push it forward up towards her neck, and I'm pushing the bad energy out. That's what I was trying to do. I'm pushing the entity out. And as I do this, she throws up. And then I do it again, and she throws up again. And she keeps throwing up until there's nothing left to throw up. She's dry heaving now, and it's been a few minutes, and she has still not come back to us. And so it occurs to me that whatever I'm doing is not helping. So I stop, and I say, okay, well, let's take her to the concrete barrier here, have her sit down. And so we kind of carry her over there. We put her down. She sits down. She's still semi-conscious. She's still breathing. She's still, like her eyes are squinted shut really hard. She's not responding to questions. And she's sitting down. I go over there in front of her and I'm like, Joy, are you okay? Nothing. Joy, are you okay? I'm like, open your eyes. And I just, I said it in a different way because there was like a shaking of the head, like, no. And then I said, open your eyes, but it was more of a command. I don't know if that was something else speaking through me, but her eyes opened up. And as her eyes opened up, she looked at me and looked very angry at me, gave me the meanest stink eye. You remember that, Joy? But that wasn't you, huh? And then she blinks and she's back to herself. And she's like, what's happening? How did I end up here? How am I sitting down over here? What happened? Why do I taste throw up? And it's like, oh my God, she was so sick. She was, yeah. No, you don't remember that? Giving me the stink eye? Yeah. I was like, what the heck? And then it sparked an entire investigation where we're looking up her genealogy. I had that little I had a little board with I'm trying to recall every detail that was present during both times. There was a third time too, wasn't there? I can't really remember the third time. After this was before I gave you the salt. I think it happened another time at Judd, kind of similar to that. But I had like one of my friends was there and he was talking. That was a commonality in every time that she had gotten possessed almost. Um, This person was present, that person was present. We were always at the same place. It happened here at Judd Trail, nowhere else, but it happened here. And we didn't know why. My psychic friends, it happened before phase one. It was me, you, Corey, and the other person. Yeah. I forget the details on that one. So it had happened before, and then Faye was there the second time and had the recording of it. Yeah. No, no, I remember it. That first time it happened wasn't. Yeah, yeah, that was the first time it happened when you had the crystal and you were trying to throw it on the ground, right? That was the first time that happened. The second time Faye was there, and it was similar, where you were sitting down, and we surrounded you with salt. I,
Okay.
you guys good?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. So I asked my psychic friends, my friends who help me out in these cases and all of that, and they can see, and their gifts are awesome. Mickey and Marie and all these people, and they were each given something different. Joy was given dreams of something completely different. There was there were spirits. The one that was there that was causing the chaos was misleading all of the psychics. I remember even Marie told me, she's like, well, this is the vision that I got when I prayed over it and when I meditated over it. This is what was shown to me. But my intuition said it's not true. So there's this thing that's trying to lead everybody astray. She had talked to a friend of mine, Sherry Pang. Sherry Pang is a healer, psychic medium, that kind of stuff. And for some reason, Sherry said, "You need black salt," which was funny because I had just met a friend, my friend Jamie, from um, Louisiana, and at that time we were actually discussing black salt. And so Joy said that they needed black salt, and then Sherry called me and she's like, "Yeah, I talked to your friend Joy. I don't know. I'm getting a message that she needs black salt, but I don't even know what black salt is, Joe." So I'm like, okay, okay. Black salt is usually made with like sage and frankincense and herbs, and I forget exactly how, but it has salt and it's all put together, and it's a voodoo thing, but it's actually a protection method, right? And I decide, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna do it the Hawaiian way, though, right? So I go to the beach down at Makapu'u. Actually, it was more towards Sandy Beach where they have the tide pools. What happens is the salt water comes in at high tide, and then when it comes out, the sun evaporates all the water and leaves salt in. And after a few weeks or a few months, it's actual ocean salt. And you can reach in, scoop it out, grab it, which I did that. I prayed to Michael the Archangel as I was picking that. As I was harvesting it, I asked the ancestors, the spirits, for permission and their blessing. I asked Michael to bless it. Say Michael the Archangel, the one who banished the devil from heaven, kicked him out of heaven into hell. Yeah, so I did that. Brought it home. Grabbed 2 tea leaves that I had used for a tour or an outing, which I had purposed for protection. I don't know if I told you, but Sherry said she seen 2 evil entities on me when she said I needed black salt. Really? I don't remember that. Huh. Now, what I think of that is it was trying to mislead her as well. No psychic is omnipotent. If they're omnipotent and omniscient, they would be God, right? No psychic can see everything. She told me this when I went to her again while Corey was in the hospital. Oh, okay. This is recent. We'll talk about this soon. Um, 2 spirits, huh? Still yet. Oh, okay. Huh. Sorry, I got my brain going somewhere else now.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I had used the tea leaves to protect. Oh, okay, back then. Okay, 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 okay. So I use the tea leaves to protect. One is for protection, one is for respect. That's why I always have 2 of them. And I stuck them in the oven, and I charred them. I grabbed the ashes of the tea leaves, I mixed it with the salt, and I think I had a little bit of holy water in it as well. And I grabbed the mortar and the pestle and I started mixing everything together. This was potent stuff. As I'm mixing it together, I'm playing the prayer of Michael the Archangel. And as I'm playing the prayer, I'm also praying the prayer. So I'm hearing it on my phone, the full version in Latin, as I'm saying the prayer out loud while I'm mixing it all in the mortar and pestle, right? And then I put it in a little bag. They have little necklaces that's meant for ashes of loved ones, and they're gonna put the salt in that and wear it so they can wear the salt with them like an amulet, right? Her husband and the daughter. Um, you guys good?
Yeah. Put somebody on top of over.
Okay. I turn around, look, you guys are both gone. I'm like, whoa. Did I just see YouTube go black for a second?
Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be the lake from far away when it's coming from up there, coming down. So
How about TikTok?
yeah, he's going down kind of slow. He's still going down when I got up there.
I just looked at the phone and the phone just everything went black. Like the lights all turned off. Huh. Okay. That was weird. That must have been a phone thing. I have two lights out, so I know the light didn't turn off. 5646. Okay. So anyway, we continue. It was November was Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think it was Thanksgiving because she was in Kaneohe and that's where I live. So she swung by to pick up the salt, and everything was good. And so I met him outside, gave him the salt. I go back inside, hanging out with my family, that kind of stuff, and friends and that kind of thing. Um, wow. Sorry, to the story. Um, and a little while later, after she had gotten home, they put it into the necklaces, and then she put the necklace on. She calls me up. It was happening again, but this time it was happening at her house. The emotions, the intense emotions and all of that stuff, it was happening at her house. And she was just like, I think I told her take it off and then I'm gonna come right over. And so she had it off and she regained herself, but when she put the necklace on, it brought out that emotions. And was it hard? What were the symptoms again, Joy? It was I remember the emotions, but I think there were other physical ailments as well, like hard time breathing or something like that, right? And this kept going on. And when I got over there, we put the necklace on, and it continued to happen. And it happened with your daughter as well. And you guys took it off, and it was fine. And I'm over here thinking to myself, what the hell? What's going on? Does not make any sense to me whatsoever. This thing is supposed to be good. This thing is blessed. This thing is protected. What the heck? Why is this thing harming her? I have no idea what to think. I called up my friend. Faye, how's it? I called up my friend. Isn't it great when I'm telling stories and the people on the stories enjoying the live? We're talking about Joy's story. Yeah, we got Joy on TikTok and we got Faye with the blur. I said it before. The fleur on YouTube. Yeah. Crying uncontrollably, rocking back and forth. Yeah, okay, I remember that. And I didn't know what to tell you. I tried my best and it didn't work. It just made things worse. I remember driving away talking to my friend Jamie, thinking to myself, what the heck is going on? I was driving down King Street just because I had to go for a drive and figure out what's up. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Um, until Marie visited Joy at work. Marie came in to Joy, saw Joy at work. When you put it on it, and Marie saw the necklace because you kept it in your pocket. She looked at the necklace and she said, "Wow, that's amazing." She's like, "That thing has so much good energy. It's so bright." She's like, she asked who made it, and you told her I made it. She's like, "Wow, that's awesome." And then she added some of her own white energy, and it was like even more potent, right? Yeah, Faye. Same thing happened. That happened to Jessica too. Oh wow. I'd forgotten about that. We need to revisit that sometime. Walking up the street, yeah? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my gosh. Um, this place is bad, yeah. Well, so you she put it on, and the emotions, the uncontrollable crying, all of that stuff came back while she was at work, and so she took it off again. And on the break, I remember we did a FaceTime call. It was me, you, Jamie, and Marie, and you were on break, and we told you to put on the necklace. I had an idea. The word that kept coming into my head was detox, and so you put the necklace on, and the same fit came over you and started happening where you were crying uncontrollably, rocking back and forth in the break room, and you were grabbing at it, trying to take it off. And I'm like, no, leave it on, leave it on, leave it on. Don't take it off. Just go through this, go over this, just stay, keep it on. I felt like you had to push through it. And then you're like, but it's burning my neck, it's burning my neck. The necklace is burning, it's hot. And so you wanted to take it off. I said, okay, lift it up. I want to see your skin. There was no burn marks on your skin. I'm like, it's just a trick. Keep it on. Keep it on. Don't worry about it. The burning will stop. It's only a trick. Something wants you to take it off. And that's when I kind of realized what it was it was something that was inside of her that somehow found its way in and hid. And it was very, very quiet and hid there. I'm not sure how long it hid there. Years perhaps. And then when something good happens, something good comes, it forces it out, and then it had to fight its way back in through those high emotions, and it had to trigger that so it could get its way back in. Like the blessing that we had received, that blessing we had received here kicked it out of her, and it had to fight to go back in. And that's actually the kind of place I think that Judd is, or can be, Judd Trail. Over here in the forest, and these spirits here, some nights it can be a place where you can bless, and it's just a fantastic place and all that. But yeah. Um, okay, yeah. Let's see, is there anything more to the story? I mean, I think it's done, yeah, Joy. I hope it's done. You'll let me know if it's not, right? But that was a case that I couldn't. This was like 3 years, over like a few years that we tried to figure out what the hell was going on. We tried to figure out what was happening, why it was happening, and all of this stuff. I mean, it was just, yeah, that was 2020 where that was right. Was that 2020 that I gave you the black salt from like 2016, 17 to 2020 or so. Yes, I haven't had any other time since then. It happened a little at the birthing stones. Oh, okay, yeah. Joe, I just texted Matt this picture of the lights. The lights are in the middle. So the lights went off, but the the purple lights were still on, or was it completely blackout on YouTube? Right on, my cutty. I'm so glad.
Happy early retirement, Troy. They said he's retiring on the 31st.
Yeah,
Oh, congrats.
right on. What the heck is that?
Oh, that. Oh,
That's where we went down.
no, this is when I went up to go look
Oh,
at the car.
Yeah, you guys are up there.
Should.
Yeah. That right before? Look at this. That's right before the lights all turned out. What is that? So this is before the lights turned out a little while ago on YouTube.
How many lights is that? Is that 9?
1, 2, 3.
That's the light flare.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9.
But then, I don't know why it's so straight compared to.
I don't know what the source would have been.
Well, I was thinking the tripwire, but
No.
Not that straight,
Oh.
yeah. Like a light flare, you know what I mean? Like the one
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
bubbles
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It wouldn't be because
It
it would
wouldn't be.
be.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it would be
straight across
that freaking
and high.
straight.
Yeah. Huh.
Thank you, Troy. Sorry, I got my phone on silent too, yeah, so I don't hear the text unless I see it.
Yeah.
So my apologies, brother.
That's when. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Over at Kukani Loco, the old Hawaiian woman was there listening to the stories. I remember that. That's another healing place, especially for women, which is why it might have pulled it out. That was before, yeah. Or I don't know. Oh no, I think it was
Yeah,
after. That's right.
yeah.
The light in the photo are straight. Yep. The lights on the ground are not, so it wouldn't have been the same thing. Interesting. Okay. How you guys all doing? We got two more stories to share tonight. I wonder if it's saved on my iPad so I can actually read the chat. I was researching this one a little bit today. Oh wait, wrong one. Oh, I can just pull it up. Um, this kind of happened via text as well. This happened a few years ago. No, I didn't save the text. That's fine. And that's
Pero
sweet.
what trucks is that?
No, don't say that.
Sa
But that's
Mahalo.
where they was going up on sale that
Excuse me.
Oh,
Let me pull up the conversation.
The black shadow.
yeah.
There you go.
Down there. That's where those two cars
Yeah,
parked.
we'll do this in a minute.
Ay, kung ganyan.
It was after the first time with the other person there with us again. Okay.
Come.
I was still doing using Facebook Lives, yeah, at that time. My God, I've been doing this for a long time, haven't I? What's going on? What is this? Ghost tube. Oh, ancient ghosts are said to roam this place. Tap to watch. Get this message. Let's see. Oh, watch what? It's just a ghost tube. Cigar. Oh, sweet.
Oh, that's the word.
Yeah, they wanted Paca yesterday. Huh? Oh, hold on, Troy. I'll check it out in a minute, Troy. I actually have a chat already preloaded for this story over here. Okay, next story. Yeah, I've never done the live from here before. Actually, we did the other guy when he came down, huh? Bubba.
Oh, this is where you guys were. Yeah, but-
Yeah.
Mm.
No, right in the front over there. Yeah. All right. Hey, Aussie. How's it? Keys are here. Just in case you need to get the umbrellas.
Oh,
But Matt has his umbrella. He's always prepared.
I've always got my shoe.
I'll grab your chair. That's why I forgot. Nah.
Oh.
Nah.
All right, I'll be back. Yeah, no.
No,
No, I just
I'll
got
go
just in
get-
case.
Shit.
I go down. I good. I good. I think you can always do this. Again.
Okay. Actually, I'll wait for Matt to come there. Huh?
I need yours too.
Shoes if you can find it. Bruh, I'm so happy. I could be so lazy because you guys are freaking amazing people. My God. I gotta do something for these guys. I gotta do something for these guys. They're such a huge help. I'm just glad to see this place is calm once again, yeah? I mean, this place wasn't very calm the last week. This place was kind of, yeah. Yeah, see that, where's the G's at? I don't know, that's what I thought too, Keith. Is that Jubu? But no, I don't know. Then again, it has that weird at thing now on YouTube, huh? Hey, mahalo. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all of that stuff, guys, for all the shares and subscribes and likes. We'll do something special at 1,000 likes, 1,000 subs on YouTube. I'm not sure how TikTok works yet, but we can do something like that too. Here we go. Huh. I do want to wait. I think Matt was talking about this, and I don't know if Matt heard this story. Yeah. No, we got a friend that comes out with us named Jubu, Lord Jubu. Yeah, this one here, this next story, it was scary. Uh, I'll tell you, I can tell you guys this much. It was somewhere in Mililani this story happened.
It's not that big. Trust me. It's not that big. There you go, bro.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Man. So somewhere in Mililani where this story happened. I won't say anything. I won't say more specific details, but
Crumbling.
well, I might tell one or two more. Um, it's really kind of weird because I tried to look up the conversation that I had with this lady, but she recently blocked me because I think last year or the year before I remember looking over the conversation, but now I'm blocked. And there's been no talk for a few years, no conversations for a few years. I never say their names.
Hot like fire.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, the thing like
The Milli Vanilli over
yeah, you heard the obake tree. You heard
Making
him?
noise.
Yeah,
Yeah, just now.
Oh,
when you were singing. Just sing again.
no. You try not to scare the guests. You know, I just use the stories for that. No need my voice. Now my mouth. Remember.
I think
Okay,
it was-
talk Sorry, dentist today, guys. Now I'm looking talk.
Yeah. All right, we'll begin this story. I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of was weird. I didn't realize that tonight or today that I was blocked. I think, and I hope she's doing good. But like the husband still never blocked me. But I don't know. There was a lot of things to consider with this story as well. So, as I remember, she had messaged me. She was military. The husband was military, and they had lived in Mililani. Um, the husband had left Oahu to go to the mainland. This was, I believe, in April
Sorry.
of 2019. And the husband was getting a place ready because they were moving to the mainland in June of 2019. So he went up there to get the house situation all ready to go. And she stayed down here with her three children. There was a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn, right? And she didn't really know much people here anyway, but she was a member of the Hawaiian Hauntings groups, and she had reached out for help. Her and her husband both had reached out to me for help because there was a haunting going on in her house. Things that were happening were, if I remember correctly, things moving around, but she didn't really feel safe. She had a gift as well where she could feel it, and there was something that really wasn't safe over there, and it was kind of bad, and something kept trying to mess with her, and all of this kind of stuff, and so it felt really bad to me. And then I talked to my friend Uncle Ruben. I put together the team. We're gonna go ahead and investigate this and see what we can find out and how we can help her because there's children's involved, right? And so Uncle Ruben tells me not to do it. He's like, Joe, my guides are telling me back off. This is not a case for you. I'm like, well, somebody got to help him. You're like, no, just back off. My guides are saying don't get involved. And I'm like, I cannot because get children, yeah? Get little kids involved in this now. And he's like, no, he was very adamant about nobody getting involved, nobody helping out these people. And I'm like, this is not like Uncle Ruben at all. And so I was a little confused, but I'm still going to do it. I just knew that Uncle Ruben couldn't be part of it to help us. And so I got my team together anyway, and we decided that we would meet with her at a neutral space, not at her house, but that was haunted. But we were going to meet up with her and her kids at a church. kind of like holy ground, right? Sacred ground, and we would just talk over there, and we would bless the family and all of that stuff. And so there was me, Guy, my friend Mickey, and Jello, right? Guy has a gift. Mickey has a gift. Jello is, yeah, he has a gift too, but he's like Catholic boy, goes on. He's amazing at what he does, And so we met up first at a park. We blessed ourselves. We talked, that kind of stuff. We got our plan together, plan of action. We didn't want to bless the house because blessing the house sometimes triggers the spirit. If there's going to be a battle that's going to be fought, we're going to plan it on our terms, right? Because we don't want the family to have to pay for it. If we try to kick the bad spirit out, the thing might retaliate against the family. That kind of stuff had happened before. It depends. If it's a regular blessing, it's fine. But if it's an evil entity like this case, it wasn't. It wasn't fine to do that. And so we get over there. Everything's fine. We meet up with her at the church, and everything's okay. The church parking lot is empty. Nobody's there. I think it was like a weekend or something, or afternoon. And so she pulls in, and she gets out of the car. Her kids are still in the car, and we start talking. We introduce ourselves, and as we're doing this, Jello comes up, and he's like, "Dude, I feel sick." He's like, "I feel like I have a fever. I feel sick. I feel weak." And so we all gather around Jello, and we give him another blessing with holy water, and I had a holy oil, all of that kind of stuff. And then he feels better all of a sudden, and it's like, wow, okay, that's interesting. And when she drives in, it's only her in the front seat, driving, and her three kids in the back. Mickey comes up to me and she's like, "Joe, did you see?" I'm like, "Did I see what?" She's like, "There was an old man in the passenger seat." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "Yeah, there's an old Hawaiian man in the passenger seat." And I'm like, "Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for letting me know." Um, a few minutes later, like 15 minutes later, a guy comes up to me and he's like, "Joe, I gotta tell you this, but it looks like there's an old Hawaiian man in the passenger seat of our car right now." And I'm like, "You see him too?" He's like, "Yeah." "What you mean too?" I'm like, "Mickey saw it too." He's like, "Oh, for real?" Like, "Yeah." And Mickey comes over. She's like, "That's a guardian." And this is an important point to remember is that this is a guy that wants to be her guardian, but she has to ask permission. She has to ask him and give him her permission to protect them. He was a guardian of the land that her house is on. So we're talking and we give them a little blessing and all of that. And she asked us if we wanted to just walk through the house. And I'm like, "Oh, just walk through the house, see what kind of impressions we get. That'll be fine. No holy water, no, none of this stuff. We'll leave it in the car." And so me and Mickey, we jump into my van and we're driving there and we all meet over there. And I get out of the van right by her house and it's in a little residential complex. And as soon as I park and get open the door, this fever overcomes me. I feel dizzy, I feel nauseous, I feel sick. And Mickey is getting out of the passenger seat. She's like, "Oh, the old Hawaiian man, uncle, he said he has something for you." And I'm like, that's when everything starts to get sick. And she's walking around the car, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I'm so weak. I'm burning up. My muscles are sore. Everything. My whole body is sore. And Mickey comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, Uncle wanted to give you this." She puts her hand on my shoulder, and instantly I feel better. She's like, "He said you needed some of his energy." I'm like, "Whoa, what did you just do?" She's like, "I just gave you some of his energy, like he asked me to." I was better. I wasn't sick. I was fully energized. I was ready to go. So we walk in, and I had already known that, this is not going to work. And so I tell them, "Grab your stuff. We're going to bless this place now," because it was waiting for us already and knew we were coming. It tried to get Jello. It tried to get me. I was kind of suspicious of that. Mickey, we walk into the house, and the house felt tiny, claustrophobic. It smelled like a house that has not had its windows open for a long, like the house hasn't had its windows open for like months, and there's just dirty clothes everywhere. That's kind of what the house smelled like. Like if there was rotting food in the sink, there wasn't, you know, and clothes all over the place, and that's kind of what it smelled like. But it wasn't like that. I mean, they were packing, so there was stuff around, but it wasn't a mess. It felt really oppressive. So Mickey takes the kids and the woman out, and they walk around the building as me, Jello, and Guy start blessing the place. Guy comes up with his holy water and his prayers, starts blessing the rooms, the windows. I got my tea leaf, I got my salt and the holy water, and I'm following Guy in the blessing. And Jello opens up the Bible. I light up a Palo Santo and I give it to him in the other hand, and he starts reading passages from the Bible. And I'm like, whoa, this was awesome. Jello has never blessed the house with us before, but you could feel the mana. The whole place changed. It was like it became sparkling clean. By the time we were done in like 15, 20 minutes, it felt like you were standing out in an open field. And it was cool. It smelled good. It felt wide open. They walked in the house after they had gone to leave an offering for Uncle, the Hawaiian spirit that wanted to protect them, and to ask for his protection and to let him. The little 2 year old could see him, and she's like, no, she was four. The little 4 year old girl that I was told had some autism, she was talking to him and she was laughing and she's like, oh, look at Uncle. Uncle is so handsome. Oh, Uncle's going to protect us. And she's just having this huge conversation with Uncle. Funny, funny. Hold on. There we go. And she keeps having this conversation with this uncle spirit. They walk in and they're like, wow, this place feels different. It's like, yeah, we got rid of it, I guess. So it's all good now. And she's like, oh, okay, thank you so much. And all of that. I'm like, okay, tomorrow, go to the beach. Go bless yourselves again. Go into the salt water. Relax. Just go over there. Have fun. And just take a load off, right? Don't stress out. Don't feel scared. Just be positive. Be happy. And jump in the salt water. I think it was a Friday that we did the blessing, and Saturday she was supposed to go to the beach, and everything was good and everything was fine. Sunday night I went to work. I worked from 6 p.m. till 8 a.m. No, 6 to 6. And so I'm at work with my coworker. I'm working at the state hospital area, a little group home outside of it, and it's just the two of us, me and the staff and the residents, and sorry, and this that girl, I call her Reese's girl because when I was FaceTiming with her, she was wearing a Reese's shirt. So I call her Reese's girl, the mother, right? She calls me up in a panic, freaking out. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, it's still here. It came back. It's throwing things around the house. It's slamming doors. It's, get out of here. Leave me alone. What are you doing? And I'm like, whoa, 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 what's going on? What's going on? She's like, it keeps slamming the door. It's trying to lock my 2 year old son inside the bathroom. And he's crying and blah, 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 and all of this kind of stuff. And, I'm like, okay, you need to relax. You need to relax because you're anger right now. And she's over there yelling at it. Leave us alone. Get out of here. And I'm like, you need to stop yelling. You need to calm down because your anger is just feeding it. And she wasn't able to do that. She was in panic mode. So I'm like, all right, come here. Let's play. Let's pray. Over the phone, let's pray. Let's do the Michael the Archangel prayer. Come on, pray with me. Calm down. I'm trying to talk her down. And so we pray and we pray. And then she gets distracted and starts yelling again. And it kind of goes like this for about an hour, okay? I'm at work. My job is cruise. I made sure everybody took their medication, early because they all did. And then I really had nothing to do for the rest of the night. And so I'm talking to her on the phone for an hour. And then all of a sudden, like, the phone just cuts off. Like her phone died. And I'm like, all right, that was weird. I figured she's going to put the phone back on charge and call me back, right? So I give it about 5 minutes and I call her. Phone goes straight to voicemail. Phone's still dead. I give it about 20 minutes and I call her. And I call her. Phone's still dead. Half an hour, another hour, an hour passes that her phone has been dead and she hasn't charged it. And I'm getting this creeping feeling like something is really, really wrong. and I'm in Kaneohe, and she's in Mililani. And I couldn't get this image out of my head where I show up. I go over to her house. I show up. The door is open. The whole house is black. And when I walk in, this is what I'm seeing in my head. When I walk in, she's standing on the far corner of the room, staring at the corner with her head down, holding a knife, and her kids' bodies are sprawled out on the couch on the other side of the room. That's what I kept seeing in my head. To the point where I called up Mickey and I'm like, Mickey, you need to do me a favor. Because she lived nearby. Can you check on Reese's girl? She's like, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. It was like 8 something, I think. And she drives by, calls me back. She's like, Joe, their car's home, but all the lights are off. And there's no noise coming out of the house. And I'm like, really? Crap. I'm like, it was like, okay, what the hell's going on? You know, something has to be done. So I go to my coworker, Robbie, and I'm like, Robbie, can you hold down the fort? I have an emergency. She's like, yeah, okay, okay. Don't worry, I got it. So thankfully, Robbie was able to hold both down, and I jumped in my car. I called Mickey. I'm like, I'm coming to pick you up now. And I'm driving over the H3, and I'm praying to Michael the Archangel, and I'm praying to the ancestors for protection, and I'm calling them all to come over here and protect us and to protect the family. And I feel like we're going to go into some kind of battle, some kind of war, some kind of big fight. I pick up Mickey, we do a real fast blessing on each other, and then we pull into the parking lot. I park the car, we get out, we walk over, the door is open a little bit, and it's all black. The whole, like, okay, the door was, I don't think the door was open if I remember correctly, but it was unlocked. I go to knock it on it, and the door opens up. And all the lights are off in the house. It's all black. And so I'm announcing myself. I don't want to be a creep. And I'm like, all right, hey, Reese's girl, we're here. I'm here to do a welfare check on you to see if you're all right. You good? What's going on? How's everybody doing? You know, so the neighbors can hear that too, right? And no response. So I turn on the light, and there she is in the far corner of the room, facing the corner with her head down. And I'm like, oh no. And I look on the couch, and her kids are sprawled out on the couch. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell did I just stumble upon? But then I noticed that she's not holding a knife, and the kids are breathing. Everybody, there was no noise in that house. The kids were exhausted. They were passed out on the couch. The 2-year-old and the 4-year-old and the newborn was sleeping in his crib. I go up. I'm like, okay, and I'm talking to her the whole time. I'm like, hi, Reese's girl, we're here. We're just gonna check on you to see how you're doing. You know, how are your kids? Did you guys eat dinner? How was your weekend? You know, and she's not saying a word. She's just staring blankly. She turns around, looks at me, and continues to stare blankly, and then goes back to the corner. And I'm like, okay, well, I see your baby was a few months old, right? I see that your baby has a dirty diaper. I'm gonna go ahead and change the baby's diaper. At the time, my son was a baby, and diaper rash was not fun. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And so I start changing the baby's diaper, and the phone in my pocket starts to play by itself. In my pocket, the phone starts to do the exorcism prayer in Latin. And I'm just like looking at Mickey when this starts to play. Mickey looks at me wide eyed, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Changing the diaper now to the exorcism prayer in Latin. And I'm like, okay, something is happening. Something is definitely going on. But we're just going to see. And I'm like, we need to get them out. I pass the baby to Mickey. I grab the 2 kids, and they're stirring awake, and they're kind of waking up, and they were starving. They had diapers on, and their diapers were loaded. I had to pick up each kid, one in each arm. I didn't change their diapers. I had to pick them up and carry them out, as I had to support Reese's girl, as we kind of, me and Mickey both. Mickey had the baby, and she took Reese's girl's left side, and I took her right side, and I had the kids, and we just kind of, we had to get her out of that house. That house was no good. So we go out of the house, and we're walking down the sidewalk to my car. The whole time I'm speaking, I'm like, okay, we're gonna take you to McDonald's. You guys look like you guys never eat, so we're gonna go over. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna drive through. This is what we're gonna do. And the neighbors are all looking like, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? And I'm letting them know what my plan is, what I'm doing, and even who I am, and that kind of stuff. So Mickey jumps in the front. We put the baby in the car seat that I had, and we put Reese's girl in the back with the daughter, and the son was in the front. And they were kind of freaking out. They had just woken up, and here's this strange guy that they had barely seen a few days ago, and they're now going in. He's now carrying them and putting them into their car, and so I'm talking to them, calming them down as well. And I'm like, hey, you know what calms kids down? We're going to McDonald's. You want a Happy Meal? Reese's girl's in the back, and we drive to McDonald's. We're in the line at McDonald's, a drive-through line, and her head is just hanging down, and she's kind of waving back and forth, you know. And I'm just trying to distract the kids, and I'm talking, and I'm like, hey, remember me? How are you guys doing? You guys okay? You guys went to the beach? You know, what's going on? How's your mom? And they told me that they hadn't eaten anything. They hadn't gone to the beach. The mom had been like that for the last 2 days or so. Like mommy has been looking at the corner and she hasn't been herself, kind of thing. And after I order some food and stuff like that to the drive-through, I try to talk casually, just completely casual, like, hey, Reese's girl, what do you want? You want this, you want that? No response, nothing. And then we're waiting in line because McDonald's always get long line. And I look in the rearview mirror just to see how she's doing, and I see her head look up at me in the rearview mirror, and she says, "You can't have her. She's mine." And I get chicken skin. Mickey gets chicken skin in the front seat. She looks at me like, "What the hell is going on?" And I'm like, I look back and I don't let myself get freaked out, And I look back and I'm like, "Who the hell are you? I never told you you can come in my car. Get out of my car right now before I start to play the exorcism prayer on the Bluetooth. Like, you're not welcome. Get out of here." And so at that point, I guess the thing left. She started to come back to herself a little bit more and a little bit more. We parked in McDonald's in the parking lot over by the side a little bit, and I brought everybody out of the car, sat her down in my chair, and gave her a coffee. She was still not quite all there, and I had a pendulum. I had a rosary, and I used the rosary as a pendulum. I dipped it in my container of holy water, and I hung the rosary over her as I was saying the Our Father who art in heaven, and she starts hissing when the water hits her. She starts hissing and fighting and kicking, and I just keep doing it. I dip it in the holy water again. I start saying the prayer again. I'm holding it over her, and my intention is to use the rosary like a pendulum to draw the bad out of her, and it's working. It takes about 10 Our Fathers before she starts to come back to herself again. I keep repeating the Our Father, and finally she looks up and she's like, "You're Joe, right?" And I'm like, "Welcome back, Reese's girl. How you doing?" She's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Why don't you tell me what's going on? How was your weekend?" She's like, "I found out I have a gift. I found out I could see things." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "And then I went too far and I couldn't come back." And I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense. Well, you were possessed by something." She's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you were possessed by something, all right. Something jumped into you. But anyway, let's talk about what we're going to do now." Sorry, it's raining. Let's get my electrical devices under the umbrella. Here it is. And so I'm looking at her and I'm like, "You're not yourself, you're not good. You're not able to take care of your kids. Is there another place that you can go to that someone can take care of you? Because I got to go back to work." She's like, "No, there's nobody here. I don't know anybody here." And I'm like, "Well, I need somebody to take care of you because I got to go back to work and I can't leave you alone, especially with the kids right now." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Um, During this time too, when we took turns actually. She started talking to Mickey, and Mickey was trying to help her through her gift and all that. I call up my friend Marie, who's in Manoa, and Marie is like, I tell her what's going on. I tell her we can use some help, and she's like, "Oh, I'm busy right now. I'm sorry, but I'm on my way home from work. When I get home, I'll send something to you." So Mickey didn't know this. Nobody knew this but me. I'm like, okay, that'll work. Thank you. She's like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send some energy to you to help you guys out. And I'm like, right on. She's like, it should be about 15 or 20 minutes. So we're sitting down, and about 20 minutes after the conversation with Marie, um, Reese's girl starts freaking out. She starts panicking. She's like, it's coming. It's coming. Something is coming. Something big is coming. And it's not good. And she points towards Manoa. And I'm like, what? What's coming? She's like, I don't know. I don't know, but it's not good. We need to leave. We need to get out of here right now. And then Mickey looks towards Manoa and smiles. And she's like, oh, I see it. It's not bad. It's good. She looks at me. She's like, is this from Marie? I'm like, yeah, this is from Marie. She's like, huh, I thought so. And Reese's girl is freaking out. She's like, no, 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 no. This is dangerous. We need to leave. And then Mickey is like, it's green and it's wavy, this energy, right? Reese's girl looks at her. She's like, you can see it too? Mickey's like, yeah, I can see it. It's good energy. Trust me. It's from my friend. Whatever was still attached into her didn't want her to receive this healing, right? And so I called up her husband, woke him up. He was on the mainland. Explained to him what was going on and told him, you got to make the call here, bruh. Um, and then he says, I guess the only option that was available was for me to take her home. I almost called the cops, or you know what I mean, or called someone to watch over her. But then the way that the kids never were neglected for the last few days, this was horrible. It would have ended up badly for her. And so I left it in the husband's hands, and I let him make the choice. So I dropped her off at home. We said goodbye, and everything was good after that. Until about a year later. Oop. Until about a year later, and this is the conversation I pulled up. The husband messages me out of the blue. I didn't really even know him too much. Um, let me pull it up over here. This was January of 2020. Yeah, this had originally it had happened April of 2019, so almost a year later. He says, "Hey, I don't mean to bother you, but I thought, but this thought just came to mind. What happened with your when your team went over to Reese's girl's house? What all happened?" He wanted to know exactly what happened, so I told him. He said, "Not good. First time we got to Washington State in our new apartment, she said she felt a presence here like a little girl with a skull face. She claims she encountered a Wendigo. She has acted differently ever since we left Hawaii, like she's a completely different person. She's been depressed, unhappy with certain things. She'd become normal one day and become toxic the next. She has claimed to be someone else and that her herself wasn't there at the moment and someone else had taken over her body." He's like, it goes on, it always goes on. We used to go to church when we were in Hawaii every Sunday, but now when we stopped, it seems to have gotten worse. She seems to need professional help, but she won't get it. It's off and on about her getting counseling and all of that stuff. So we continue on talking about that. She's living with him and the kids, and everything's good, except for this whole split personality and things going on. Um, then I'm messaging him, and he's like, "What do I need to do?" He says, "I told her about it." Okay, wait. So I think she's saying that there's something that's trying to make her unalive herself. I says, like right now, or has it done it before? He says, right now. After I told Shelby about God and going to church, she's talking about unaliving herself. I said, okay, do you have holy water with you right now? A cross or rosary? He messages back, she does not want church. I am the kitty stalking her. We read, and I am angered. You will never guess what I am or who I am. And at that point, I just call. And I talk. And he tells me she had taken the phone away from him. And she was messaging me. And so she answers the phone, the FaceTime call. And there's a video of her. And this is when she's in the Reese's shirt, which is why I call her Reese's girl. And I look at her and I'm like, "Hey, Reese's girl, how you doing? How has everything been?" And I just completely act completely oblivious to everything, and she just looks at me. I'm like, "How are you? How's everything been? Long time no see." I'm not Reese's girl. Reese's girl is sleeping. I'm like, "Can I talk to her, please? I'd like to speak to her." No, she's sleeping. Leave her alone. I'm her guardian. Talk to me. I'm like, "You're her guardian. Well, I'd really like to talk to her instead to see how she's doing." "She's doing fine. Talk to me instead. Leave her alone." I'm like, "All right, so who are you?" What did she say? My name is, I forget exactly what it was. It was a Native American name. My name is, I forget. Like Splitting Moon or Arrow or some Broken Arrow or something like that. What did it say, Broken Arrow? I can't remember exactly what she was telling me. Though I will later. Like, my name is Broken Arrow. I'm like, "Your name is Broken Arrow. I'd like to talk to her, please, Broken Arrow. Why are you here?" "I'm her ancestor. I protect her. I protect her from the Wendigo. I watch over her. I make sure she doesn't die." That kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Well, I'd really like to talk to her." And I start to play mind games with her at this time because I work with people who are mentally ill, and I've learned how to do that. You know, and I'm like, "Well, I'd really like to talk to her because I want to ask her if she remembers. Could you ask her if she remembers when I came over there and blessed the house?" "Yes, she remembers." I'm like, "Okay, good. Does she remember when I did this and when we did that? When we blessed the house? Does she remember my friends that came over?" And yes, she remembers that. I'm like, "Okay, Reese's girl, do you remember when this happened and that happened and this happened?" And then it turns into, "Yeah, I remember." And I'm like, "Ha, I got you. Reese's girl, welcome back." And she's like, "Wait, what?" I changed the words where I'm talking to her now. And she's like, "No, no, no. This is Broken Arrow. This is not Reese's girl." And I'm like, "Okay, you're Broken Arrow. You're her Native American." I'm like, "What tribe?" And she tells me the tribe. I think it was Apache or something that she's from. And I'm like, "Okay, tell me your name in your native language." "Oh, I don't need to." I'm like, "No, tell me your name in your native language. Tell me something in your native language. If you are her guardian, then you must speak Apache, right?" "I don't need to do that." I'm like, "Because you can't." This turned into something else. I kind of look at this, and this was a part that was really interesting to me. So I was in the mental health field for a while, and this was both mental health and something spiritual. The thing playing in my pocket, that didn't just happen randomly. The playing the exorcism prayer, so as it started in my pocket as I'm standing up changing the baby's diaper. My phone never butt dials people. My phone never butt YouTube's channels. It's only done that twice in my life. And I look at her and I'm kind of seeing what's going on too, and I'm like, "Listen, Reese's girl, I know this is you. You need to see a doctor. You need to get help. You need to see a psychiatrist. You need to get on medications. You need to get help." And she's like, "No, no," And I'm like, "You need to get help. Something is really wrong." "No, no." And I'm like, "Listen, I deal with people, I deal with people that suffer like you all the time, and I've dealt with people that suffer. They're 50s, they're 60s. They didn't want to get help until now. They lost 30 years of their life. Their children grew up without them knowing that they had children. Their children grew up without a mother because they refused to get help. This is your chance to get help and be there for your kids." And she breaks down and she starts crying. And she starts crying and she is feeling the weight of it, but then it comes back and the walls come back up, and she's like, "Okay, we're done," kind of thing. During this conversation, I had Jamie on the phone with me as well, and she was there to feel what was going on. She's like, "There's no Wendigo. There's nothing, but there's a spirit that is possessing her because she's very gifted. It's possessing her and it's telling her that these things are happening around her, and it's trying to control her and all of this kind of stuff." And now that's the end of the story. Nothing happened since then. That was 2020. I haven't talked to her since. And apparently she has blocked me just in the last couple years. Because I would check on her from time to time, and she looked to be healthy. She looked to be happy. You know, she's on the mainland now. She's living her own life, but I would, check in on her and her husband from time to time. And they had another kid, and there's pictures of them smiling, and everything seems to be all good. And so I prefer to leave the story at that. But I'll tell you right now that it's not something that I'm 100% sure of. Yeah, this is a story of mental health and spiritual possession. That whole thing in the car where she says, "You can't have her, she's mine," and all of these things that happened, I could feel it. The fact that I got sick, the fact that Jello got sick, there was something going on over there in that area. I think it had to do with portals and a whole bunch of other stuff as well, but yeah. How are you guys all doing? I'm going to take a minute to stop talking and relax. How are you guys doing back here?
Good.
I have an energy drink so I can tell these stories, but talking so dang much, I can't even drink my energy drink. Joy, I'm going to tell the story. This story is next. If you're still on, I know you don't enjoy the story. Hey, Laurie. Thanks, Troy. Christine, how's it? How's it? Good night, Joy. You have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow, I hope. This story was probably the second scariest thing that's happened to me, I would say, in recent years, right? Okay. Right on. What is it over there now? Like 12? 1? 1 in the morning? This one shook me up a bit. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to do this or not, but okay. Well, good morning, Joy. You guys all sleeping yet? Listening to my life, falling asleep. Oh man, I think the more I talk, the more my sinuses get better. Nobody's saying anything. I think you all are snoring. Better than croaky frogs, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple minutes. Anything been going on over here?
There's splashes down there.
Okay.
You can hear talking.
Okay. What happened to the people on the road?
Oh, message it left.
Okay, okay. Still here.
You can hear the splashing in the pond. So
Okay.
it was received.
His stories are soothing, actually, huh? It shows me I have like a 2 minute delay. Yeah. I feel like I'm talking. I'm like, anybody there? And then it's like a minute passes and nobody says anything. I'm like, yeah, y'all are sleeping.
Not quite this one.
Yeah.
Now
Right
it's
on.
about now.
Kahalo. Cool.
That's my face. That's my face.
The energy feels more peaceful tonight. It sure does.
Just like this stuff.
There was that one creek, but then I think, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Got the happy feet drooping down. Very good.
Okay. This story actually comes with a audio file. Let's see if I can find it first, because the audio file is actually on the phone I'm streaming on. But no, it's not. It's here. Yep, it's right here. I don't know if I'm gonna play this through the speaker though. I wonder. So, Matt, your opinion. I have a picture. It doesn't show her face. Should I show it?
Her face.
It doesn't show her face.
Oh, it does.
It shows something else in place of her face.
Oh, I don't see why not. It goes at the story.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up over here. Yeah, over there. So I got messaged. This was back in 2019 too. It was really weird how 2019 was. Yeah, no worry.
Oh, that's not too good when you knock on
Was that?
that. Doesn't sound like coming out of the dentist. Fuck. I'm hungry. I like eat. I can chew.
Matt cannot talk because his mouth is numb.
I'm trying his best.
Um, so I got a message. You know what? I wonder if I could pull up that message.
I don't think we ever showed that picture before, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
showed this picture before.
Knock, knock, knock.
No, this is Texas.
Hmm?
This is Texas.
Oh. Stop it. Look up.
It's.
I mean, look up. No.
I'll tell you guys right now. This is not a happy ending. This story doesn't have a happy ending to it. Um, you know, there's a lot of conversation to go through, so I'm not gonna find that one. So this lady messaged me on
Okay,
Facebook
okay.
telling me that her friend,
Go ahead. It's a same story.
her friend needed help.
Okay,
For mom.
Sorry. Um, she messaged me saying one of her friends needed help. She's been told that she is possessed by more than 20 different spirits. 20 different ghosts are inside of her and they won't come out. And it's been affecting her really bad. She shared this picture with me that I'm going to share in a minute. She was hanging out with a friend, and her friend was phasing out, just completely, totally phasing out on her iPad. But the iPad was off. Is this an okay story to tell? Use the lights. Should I not share the picture? Cause that's the second thing I heard on that side in the last like 3 minutes. Okay. So she's staring at the iPad. The iPad is off and she's phasing out on it. And her friend comes up behind her and takes a picture. And the face looking back isn't her in the reflection of the iPad. Let me move the stuff a little bit so I can show both of you guys the iPad, the picture. That's the reflection of the iPad. And that's her looking into it. That's not her face. She's yeah. I'm actually not gonna say much about her. But yeah. So that face is something that's one of them anyway, that's kind of possessing her. Um Here, let's turn that off. So she she tells me I should talk to her and I'm like, alright, cool. And so we set up a date. It's Sunday at 12 p.m. I'm gonna go to her house in Kalihi, talk story with her. And so she told her friend that she has somebody that might come back and help her. That wants to try and help her. And she's like, okay, okay, you know. And this is important. She did not share my name. She didn't tell her anything about me. She just said, I have a friend. Me and him are gonna come and meet you at 12 o'clock on Sunday. So be ready. She's like, okay, cool. So I show up to the address about 11:30, 11:45, and I call up my friend, the girl that had. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Before I showed up, I'm getting ready. It's like maybe 11 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning, and I'm getting ready. And as I'm getting ready, she calls me up and tells me, Joe, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? What's going on? She's like, I just found this out. She's recently turned to drugs, and drugs is a problem in her life right now. She's like, I don't know if that changes anything. I don't know if you don't want to deal with this anymore, but that's a factor, and I had to be honest and tell you this that she's not clean. What was happening too was she had just been diagnosed with cancer, and she couldn't get treatment because of the drugs. And that's when she came to me for help too, is because she had cancer, and this stuff can affect your health too, right? And so I'm like, you know what, it's fine. I'm still gonna come over there and see what I can do, right? Why not? I'll try my best. And now I'm sitting down. Actually, I'm in my room and I'm getting ready, and some random person, just some random Facebook user, messages me, "Good Joe or Bad Joe?" And I'm like, "Huh?" I respond, "Nothing. That's it. This guy, we don't have any mutual friends. He lives in like Ohio or like Iowa or something, like someplace, and I have no mutual friends, acquaintances, nothing. Never came across this guy at all. And that's the extent of our conversation. Good Joe or bad Joe?" And I'm like, that's weird. And as I'm sitting down putting on my shoes, it's probably about a little while has passed, and I'm like sitting down putting on my shoes, and I'm actually thinking to myself, I'm getting this feeling in my head that I can't be a nice guy with her. I have to be strict. I have to, and then so I'm sitting down and I'm thinking, good Joe or bad Joe, and I'm like, God damn it, that guy just told me that, you know. But I decided to be bad Joe. I'm not gonna sit down. Oh well, let me help you. Let me do this. She's making bad decisions, and she needs to know that she's gonna pay the price. And so yeah, and with that, I drive over. I pack up everything: my tea leaf, my salt, my holy water, my Michael the Archangel medallion, my rosary, all that stuff. Pack it up into my bag, and I drive over. Call up my friend or her friend, and I'm like, all right, I'm over here. She's like, oh, I got stuck in traffic. I'll be there in a little bit. I'm on the west side right now, but I've been heading there and I'm in traffic. I'm like, all right, all right. She's like, you can just go inside and talk to her if you want. So I go up and knock on the door. Nobody answers the door. I'm there at 12 o'clock. Nobody answers the door. Knocking on the door again. Nobody answers. Call the friend back. I'm like, hey, she's not answering the phone. She's like, what? She not? No, she's not answering the door. What? She's not answering the door. I'm like, no, she's not answering the door. Let me call her. She calls me back. She's not answering the phone either. I'm gonna come over there. I'm on my way there. I'm almost there. Took her about an hour to get there, so it was about 1 o'clock now when she shows up. And she's like, "You're still outside?" I'm like, "She's not answering the door, so I'm just cruising here." So this girl, Tita, real Tita kind, starts pounding on the door. Hey, open up the door! The hell's the matter with you? Boom! You hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Door opens up. Oh hi, how are you? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know this guy's been waiting outside for an hour for you. She's like, yeah, but I was told to not let him in. I'm like, well, that's exactly why I need to come in. This girl comes down the stairs with high heels on, one tube top, one short skirt, makeup, and her hair's makeup done like she's going to a nightclub on like 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And so I tell her, okay, have a pleasure to meet you. Is there somewhere that we can sit down and talk? I understand you've been having some trouble and I'd like to help you. She's like, oh yeah, let's come to the kitchen. And so she starts walking and she starts tweaking. Like her legs start jittering, her shoulder, her neck starts twitching. And I'm like, the hell's going on? And she sits down at the table. Her back is to like the sink, and I sit down on the table, and then this other voice starts coming out of her. And I take out my recorder, and I put it down next to her, and I'm like, all right, let's begin. I was just coming here to talk to you, but it looks like something else is going on, you know. And so I sit down, and she's has this voice now that if you guys would like to hear after the story, I can play it for you. This really dark, pilau, dirty thing that was talking, and like the first thing she does is taunts me, like "Hi, Joe," and that's when I got chicken skin because she didn't know my name. Like, "You're gonna fail, Joe," and I don't know what came over me. I swear, Michael the Archangel came into me, and I started channeling him because that whole conversation that I had with her, I talked to this entity for about half an hour. And then I finally managed to bring her out. This thing was taunting me. These other spirits and voices were coming out and talking to me, saying, "We want to help her. How can we help her? We want to help her." And I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" This one girl has all these voices. Her voice changes, and you know, and I'm glad of my experience working with people in the hospital, the state hospital, because at certain points she tried to harm herself, like pounding her head into the sink, and I'd have to grab her head and stop her. Like her head is hanging down, and she's using this voice and taunting. And part of me is thinking, okay, this chick is schizophrenic, this chick is crazy. But then she knew my name, and then she knew things about me that not nobody else kind of knows. You know, she knew about cases that I had that I tried to help people and use those to taunt me with as well. Um, it was a trip. I mean, so I'm trying to think. I mean, there's the whole thing happened, and she's just at one point. I'm still trying to convince myself that this she's schizophrenic. You know, even though all of these things are happening, even though I can feel this thing, and so her head is still down. And oh yeah, every time I grab my Michael the Archangel medallion, I stick it to her forehead. After dipping it in holy water, she starts screaming and screaming. And then I splash her with holy water, and she starts hissing, and that kind of stuff. And then I try to do, like, a few minutes into it, I try to do a little experiment where I actually reach behind her because she can't see. She's looking down. Her head is hanging down. I can't see her face. I reach behind her to the sink, which had water on it, and I'm going to placebo affect her. I grab the tap water on the sink and I start splashing her with the tap water, pretending it's holy water, to see if I get the same reaction. She starts laughing at me. She starts laughing at me and saying, "Haha, your holy water is weak. Your holy water is nothing." And then I hit her with the real holy water, and she starts screaming again and hissing and all of that stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that's a little bit interesting there, you know. So I'm like, great. After about half an hour, I finally managed to bring her back to herself. I finally managed to bring her. I push all the spirits are pushed to the side, and I bring her out because she was the one that I had to talk to. If she wanted help, she had to seek help. She had to be the one to do the legwork. She had to be the one to make the choices, not these other spirits that were in her, right? That's why I was trying to cycle through all the spirits to get to her. And finally, she shows up. And she's like, "What's going on?" Local girl, "What's going on? What's happening? Who are you?" Kind of thing. And I'm like, "Hi, welcome back. I'm here trying to help you." And her friend's over there too. And her friend's like, "Yeah, this guy, he was over here. He's trying to help you with your problem." And she starts talking. And as she starts talking, she starts burping. It's a little Filipino girl. Okay. She's like, "Oh, well, I don't know." Oh, excuse me. I don't know what's going on. Like, just burping, like, for like a few minutes. And she's like, kind of casually, local girl, right? She don't really care. She just burping, like, like she's trying to talk and keeps burping, and it's not even embarrassing her. I'm like, oh, this is one tita, you know. And I use my rosary again as a pendulum. As I've learned how to use it, is to kind of realign her chakra, kind of thing, and realign her energy and take all that energy out. And as soon as I was done with it, she stopped burping. I had this whole conversation, like, it was 2.5 hours total I was there. And I'm telling her, I'm like, you need to go to church. You need to go to a psychiatrist, and you need to go to a doctor. You need to worry about your spirit, your mind, your body, and your soul. You need to get these three things in balance. The priest can help you with your mental problems. The priest can help you as well with your spiritual problems. A psychiatrist can prescribe you medications that will do your body good and that will do your mind good. Use these resources, you know. And we talked and we talked and we talked, and I got her on a path where she's going to go ahead and help herself. I'm going to play the recording now before I go to the end of the story. I'll tell you, drugs is not a good thing. They're, no matter how you look at it, they're bad. They take away your free will. They make you a slave. They make you make bad decisions and all of that. So I'll play this for about 30 seconds or so. If you guys want to hit mute, you guys can hit mute, but it'll be about 30 seconds to a minute. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forever. Who am I speaking to? What's your name? Who am I speaking to? What's your name? I want to speak to the last person that I was talking to. Pause it, Nick. Keep in mind that all these voices are coming out of the same girl. Yeah, that one girl. Who am I speaking to?
I don't know.
You know what your name is.
I know.
All right. I command you in the name of Michael the Archangel, the defeater of the Satan, the one who banished him from heaven into hell.
You.
You think that Michael the Archangel was stronger than you?
Oh, Makela.
What is your name?
Makela.
Makela. Why are you in her, Makela? What do you want from her? Why are you
She's
here?
nice.
She's nice?
Yes. She's sweet.
She is. Are you being nice to her?
No, help her.
You're not trying to help her.
What do you mean?
You're growling.
No,
You're not trying to help
It's
her.
not me.
I want to talk to Makela.
She doesn't want to talk to you. We want to talk to you because we want to save her.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I want to talk to Makela.
What the fuck do you want?
I want you to leave her.
Why?
Because you don't belong here.
You're the fifth person. You're the one who failed.
I don't plan on failing.
Why? Ooh.
Okay, that's good. That's enough. That's a half-hour recording of just that kind of stuff going on. So, yeah. That was as I left that evening, late afternoon. I drove home, and like it was weird because like I was brave. I was to the point where when this was happening, I listened to the whole recording many times, and I'm actually kind of cocky. Like I'm like, this thing is challenging me, and I'm like, no. And that's kind of why I think like that energy may have been one of the guardians, maybe Michael the Archangel, and I had him in me, and maybe that's why I was cocky, because there's no way that it's gonna affect me, right? Unfortunately, here's the thing to take away from all of this. I couldn't command Michael to remove the spirits from her because she has free will. She was the one that needed to make the decisions. She was, and that's why I tried to command Michael to get the spirits out, and he wouldn't, because it's not my place to decide what's right for her and what path she's on, right? I have to watch a Disney movie to fall asleep. Wait till Friday night. Driving back home, my legs were shaking. Put it that way. I was scared. It shook me up real bad as I was driving home, as I'm sitting down and recalling all of this stuff, and like it was just it was a lot for me to deal with this kind of stuff. And then I'm even listening to this like myself, and I'm like, this don't even sound like me. Like I mean, I'm over here sitting next to this girl who's hissing at me and all of that stuff, and it's like, yeah. Um, well, long story short, I didn't check in with her. I should have followed up every week. I should have brought her out to church with me. She didn't do anything that we talked about. She didn't go to church. She didn't stop the drugs, and she ended up succumbing to her cancer a few years ago. It's a sobering reminder of what free will can bring. Right. That's kind of why it's yeah. As always, I kind of wish that I could have done more. And that friend, I just feel like I'm getting old, man. She passed away a few years ago too. And it's like, man, everybody's going and leaving me. You guys better stay out, you frickers.
My family number good timeline, bro. I'm already running on extra years.
I was told by my friend Jubu that he told me exactly what that thing was. Filipino, yep. It's something Filipino that possesses. Just from that picture, yeah. This spirit has never followed people. There was one guy who I showed it to, and he started channeling it. And I told him to stop, and he stopped because it was becoming kind of intense. But that was the only thing. This thing doesn't come through the things, and this thing doesn't come when you talk about it. It was in her, and maybe it went with her when she, or it moved or died with her, kind of thing. But yeah, yeah, those are the stories I have for you guys tonight. These were stories that kind of, thankfully, I haven't had any news stories in a while. But I'm gonna flip the camera around again. The lights have been quiet. That was kind of interesting. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories tonight. A little scarier because it's closer to Halloween, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, and yeah, let me read through some of the comments over here because I saw some of the comments popping up, and I'm like, man, we had trolls, huh? Yeah, Alucard, you remember this one from last year's Halloween? Yep. I typically only share that in recording. Uh, yeah, maybe. I think I might. I don't know. I forget. Yeah, there we go. There's dark stuff out there. There's always dark things out there. But then with the dark, there's also the light too. Yeah, and you have to remember to stay in the light. You got to remember how important free will is. Your guardians will not. Your guardians will protect you, but only so much unless you ask them for help and you listen to them and you ask them for signs. And I mean, if but that girl, the last one, my thought is that she had all these spirits in her. There were two dominant ones that I got, two very dominant ones. Um, my friends, my psychic friends were able to get that, and they were fighting for control over her. One you could hear, the other one she didn't come out too much. And if we had gotten rid of one of them, the other would have taken control and it would have been a full possession. But because they kept fighting and nobody could win, she still had herself in there. Yeah. 2 nights in a row had trolls. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking your time this entire month. Oh, yeah. It's fun. I enjoy telling stories and having good company over here too, and you guys. So, yeah, tomorrow night I hope to do a walking tour downtown and stream it. So we'll go downtown and we'll tell stories. It all depends on how work goes. Friday we will do a live at 9:30 p.m. Tomorrow will be 8 o'clock as usual. Friday we'll be doing it at 9:30 so I can go trick or treating and we'll share the scariest story that I have. If I can find the recording, I'll consider playing the recording for you. This one is in Latin. Yeah. But anyway, guys, have a fantastic evening. Stay safe. You know, let's go ahead and end it with a little prayer first, too. Yeah. Um, and as I was explaining it too, what I do is I do the Michael the Archangel prayer for protocol as to call him, and then I ask him to do what it is to do, right? So, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all evil spirits who wander the earth seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. Lord God, we ask that you come down, you shine your light upon us, you protect our homes, you protect our devices, you protect our families, and you protect our hearts. We ask that you give us many lessons to help us become as strong as you need us to be. We ask that you grant us the strength to walk these difficult paths at times. We ask that you remind us so that we remember that you are there walking with us even in the darkest of times, Lord. I pray that you always show us the light and that you always show us that you're there and you're always with us. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Son and Holy Spirit. Yep. But yeah, you guys take care. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Aloha.